The Jaguar I-Pace and the Audi E-tron are similar in many ways, but yet they do have their differences. In this video, I'll perform an in-depth comparison to show you how the key differences lie in the details and how that leads to two different personalities for these all-electric cars. The I-Pace and the E-tron are the first electric cars for major European manufacturers Jaguar and Audi. At first glance, they're similar in many ways. Both are designed as SUVs, they have similar battery capacities, performance numbers, and are priced about the same. But there are differences, and those can be found in the details. For example, designers of both these cars have worked hard to make them aerodynamic in order to maximize the electric range. The low-slung, athletic curve shape of the I-Pace is aerodynamic to begin with, but is enhanced by an innovative hood scoop and air curtains. Other aerodynamic details include a spoiler and flush door handles. The e-tron looks more like your typical SUV on the big and bulky side compared to the I-Pace. Audi's engineers achieve aerodynamic efficiency with air curtains, use of low-profile virtual mirrors, adjustable cooling intakes, and a fully lined underbody. So, which one has the better drag coefficient? Well, surprisingly, it's the boxier e-tron, even if it's just by a hair. The e-tron's achievement is even more impressive when you consider that a similarly styled gas SUV like the Q8 has a drag coefficient of 0.34. Now, when it comes to exterior dimensions, the e-tron is almost 9 inches longer than the I-Pace. But by pushing the wheels to the extremities, the Jaguar engineers have managed to design a wheelbase that is 2 inches longer than that of the e-trons. Coupled with a cab-forward design that pushes the cabin into the area where there would have typically been an engine, the I-Pace's designers have managed to create a large cabin out of a shorter car. Front legroom between the two cars is the same, and cargo capacity is very close. Only the rear legroom in the e-tron is longer, by about 4 inches. All in all, a pretty impressive achievement by the Jaguar engineers. Now, another detail that has a big impact on the cabin is the roof. I-Pace gets a full glass roof, making the cabin feel spacious and connecting you to the outside, while the e-tron gets a more conventional sunroof. Some like the I-Pace's openness, while others prefer to be able to block out the sun, like in the Audi. When you take a look inside the cabin, both cars have a high-end luxury feel. There's elegant styling, leather seating, and accent trims all beautifully put together in both cars. Interestingly, for infotainment, both use a solution that involves two touchscreens. But one detail I really like in the I-Pace is the use of a dial for temperature control. The more I use touchscreens, I find that the ones that combine touchscreens with tactile dials work best. I also love the design detail for the lower screen in the I-Pace, the way it folds in on itself, creating additional storage room. Both also have high-resolution digital instrument clusters. But e-tron offers the virtual cockpit, which is unmatched. The high-quality graphics with Google Earth are simply stunning. When it comes to technology and assistive systems, Audi clearly has the edge. Both manufacturers offer some of the more common systems like parking assist, collision prevention, and adaptive cruise control with steering assist. But Audi goes further with cutting-edge technologies like digital matrix LED headlights, night vision assist, and virtual exterior mirrors, which replace regular mirrors with cameras. Now, when it comes to performance, the e-tron's Achilles heel has been its weight. Compared to the I-Pace, the e-tron is almost 1,000 pounds, or about 20% heavier. When it first came out, despite having similar battery capacities, the e-tron's range of 204 miles was quite a bit lower than the I-Pace's. For 2021, Audi has now made more of the battery available for driving, and the range has improved to 222 miles, much closer to the I-Pace's. Fuel economy numbers are almost identical. In boost mode, the e-tron has more horsepower, while the I-Pace has more torque. Combined with its lighter weight, the I-Pace is a full second faster in a 0 to 60 sprint. Not only is it faster, but the I-Pace offers a sportier, more agile driving experience than the e-tron. Now, in the electric car world, it's rare to find cars that offer off-road capability. But in this case, both can go off-road. With the I-Pace, you get a perfect 50-50 split for all-wheel drive, whereas with the e-tron, it's more of a rear-wheel drive bias. Both cars get air suspension, which can be used to raise the vehicle for off-roading performance. In off-road mode, the I-Pace delivers an impressive 11-inch ground clearance compared to e-tron's 8.8 inches. But despite that clearance, with its low-slung body, the I-Pace achieves shallower off-roading angles than the e-tron. If you want to drive through streams, the I-Pace's wading depth is 19.7 inches, while the e-tron's is about 12 inches. Both are marketed as SUVs, so how do they do with the critical SUV feature, towing? While the e-tron's heavier weight is usually a disadvantage, with its frame and other components beefed up to handle the additional weight, it can tow 4,000 pounds, more than double that of the I-Pace. These cars come from established legacy automakers, and they have done an impressive job with both of them. The differences are in the details, and it's those details that give each car its own personality. So, which one would you pick, the I-Pace or the e-tron? Let me know in the comments below. Please give the video a like, share your comments below, and subscribe to the Driver Download.